Awesome. Hi, Molly.
And then Michelle, I'll upload it to YouTube on a private link so you'll have it for later.
Okay, great.
So Molly, why don't you do our kickoff?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know that this is like a shorter time, so I just want to, this is meant to be whatever you want it to be. And I know that you've already had kind of a check-in accountability call with Rebecca, but more so if you have any specific questions on things that you might be stuck on now that we've been out for a month and like just kind of like where you're going. I feel like your social media has been really great. Like you're very consistent and I feel like you get good engagement from what I can see. But if you have anything that you're stuck on from any realm of it, essentially we can just use this as like a Q&A type thing.
Okay, great. I have a list.
Yay.
And thank you, by the way. Yeah, social media. Well, I had a first, I guess I should talk about, okay. I'll talk about like my challenge right now.
Sure.
Like the challenges I'm facing, and then I'm trying to decide where to invest my money.
Yeah.
You know, like I saw your website, it looks incredible. I'm wondering, should I invest in that right now, or is that not necessary just yet? Public relations.
Look at your website. I'm happy to look at it.
Yeah, please take a look. Any feedback is appreciated. I'm trying to think of where to start. I have a list, so I'm just going to look at that list. That'll help.
I'm just moving because gardeners are right outside my window, and I don't know if you guys can hear that.
I can't hear it.
Okay.
I don't hear anything, but I'm just grabbing paper.
Michelle, what's your website?
It's missdiamondring.com. MISS diamondring.com. So, yeah, I'll let you take a look at it and then
I think what you have right now layout-wise is totally fine. I think once you're at a point where you really want, I think that it could be more, I feel like it's very feminine, which is good, but I feel like it could be more luxe without it being terribly girly, because I feel like you're dealing with guys more than girls.
Yeah.
So I would be happy to like kind of give you my notes on that, and we don't have to spend time on that now, but I could give you my notes on it, and then when that time comes, I'm happy to introduce you to my person who is extremely reasonable for what she provides. She also will optimize your website so you're coming up on searches. If people are looking for like engagement ring dealer or something like that, you would come up.
Amazing.
So she would be, I think, the best way to go when you're ready to do it. The simplest way to maybe refresh your site right now would just be to swap out some imagery, and that's easy.
Okay.
And I was even thinking, I don't know, Michelle, do you know about Unsplash?
No.
Go ahead, Molly. Okay. Molly, what were you saying?
Oh, I was asking, can you update your site yourself, or do you have to have someone else do it?
I can update some of the text, but if it were an image, I would have someone do it.
Okay, what do you host through? Is it through Squarespace or what's it on?
WordPress.
Okay, that's what I used to have. I don't have it now, but I might even be able to help you if we do a co-working someday. Maybe we could work on that and see if I could help you with that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because like right now it's like 50% men, 50% women.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Interestingly, like a lot of women buy their own jewelry or they're driving the process with the engagement ring.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because it's like, okay, like I have to reach both audiences.
Yeah.
So let me just, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I want to show you this resource. It's called Unsplash, and it's just a phenomenal stock site. You know, you do need to do a little searching, but it's where you can get stock images for free.
Okay.
And so I just searched engagement ring. You have to make sure everything's one word so I can find it. And obviously not all of these are going to be your style, but there's like some good stock stuff.
Okay.
That you can use for Instagram or your website that's, you know, high quality. And even like I saw you had a photo of Rodeo Drive. So like even this, like getting a little bit lighter, brighter images.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one.
So I would play around on there when you do your image update, and I also update like the photos that Molly got of you. I like your front one, but the one that comes up in the pop-up is definitely could be upgraded.
Oh, the one on my webpage, you mean?
Yeah, when you go to Miss Diamond Ring, you've got the photo of you walking the block. But then there's a pop-up that just came up a minute ago.
Oh, yes.
And
yeah.
It's like you kind of like, it's pretty casual. I would use one of your more power images.
Okay. Power image on pop-up. Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, like I would update this one.
Update that white one?
I would update that one with one of the ones you've got, just because it's just not the greatest quality. Like it's a little pixelated.
Okay.
The other thing is that just from a visual standpoint, if we cannot use, like on that photo right there, if it looks like there's some sort of overlay over it, if we can use really clear imagery, people respond a lot better to that. So that's just like off that. But because we have such short time with you, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Let's go to whatever questions of what you're struggling with, because I can help you with website stuff another time.
Okay. 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 So basically my two biggest struggles are this. The first one is because I'm not a jeweler, and I'm not an influencer. It's like in this industry, you're either a jeweler or an influencer. I'm kind of in between. So I don't have a ton of inventory. And when I take pictures of these jewelers, when I establish a relationship with a manufacturer and I go in and I'm taking pictures, they are allowing me to do that with the expectation that I am going to sell their stuff. So I only have so much inventory and ability to take pictures because I have to bring them a deal before they let me take more pictures. And I have to spread it out. And then yesterday I posted a ring that was so beautiful. It was vintage. It was like gorgeous yellow gold, different from what I normally post. And after I posted it, and this woman was excited for me to post it, but she wanted me to tag her information in it. And I don't do that because I'm not an influencer. And if I did that, I would charge money to do that. And I've been offered money to post images, but that is not my business model. My business model is I curate. You don't know who these jewelers are. You have to come to me, work with me in order to access them. Right. And so it's kind of establishing this concept in the industry that is kind of new. So she wanted me to take her picture down because I didn't tag her information, even though I thought it was clear from the upfront. So that was a first for me. It was very upsetting. And so I guess what I need is like the right language or verbiage to speak to these, you
need a pitch deck for jewelers.
I need a pitch deck for jewelers. And then I also, yeah, exactly. And then the other piece is because, so there's that. And then the other piece is, with my advertising on Instagram, I'm starting to get clientele. I'm getting very strong, powerful leads. But then I just established a $15,000 minimum because I had to do that for my time.
Yep.
But I want to attract higher price point customers. I'm realizing that I'm going to need to do that if I want to make what I need to make. And so but I also need to have the $20,000 to $30,000 price point customers for my bread and butter for every month. Because that's like, so how do I attract both? Right? Like I've got this royal family in Dubai following me and they buy $1 million jewels. And then I've got girls with $15,000 budgets following so how do I reach both?
About doing like a post that's almost like not like a deal Friday, but kind of like one specific day a week you focus on kind of like you say how to get the most bling for your buck. And just I would have 2 avatars and you change the language. So it's like, listen, like, some of us want to look like we are spending this, but spend this. And then others of us, it's like, we will only go for the best, the unparalleled. You're not looking for a deal. You're looking for
the best.
The best. I mean, it's for I got to think of some language. This is where I need.
So in a way, this isn't the same as jewelry, but for me, a lot of the inquiries that I get are for my associate program, but they like what they see. And what happens is when I find out their budget, I pitch them appropriately to either my collections or to the associate collections. So I think finding a way to have something that's visually appealing to everybody, so include those big bad jewels and everything like that, but also include a very just like classic, beautiful engagement ring that people can afford. And that doesn't need to be separate accounts. That can be done in the same account, because my biggest wedding is one of the weddings that like gets me the most traffic, but for lower budget clients.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they're seeing that and they're like, oh, I want to look like that. But guess what? You don't have the money to look like that. You might, and we can do our best knowing this is what you did, but like this is the package that you get because this is what you can afford. If you want that, we can give you that, but it costs this.
Right.
But we can give you something comparable in this range.
Okay.
So it's all about finding the way that all of that can cohesively live in your social media. And what Rebecca said on having 2 avatars is the one that might be the more classic, more affordable. You have a whole different set of hashtags. You have a whole different set of like things that you can push out to. And on your luxury, that's really where you're pushing out your luxury hashtags and like that kind of stuff. So there's different ways that you can do it. And maybe on Instagram, you do an Instagram campaign for your bread and butter ones where it's like, you're doing a pushed sponsored post that is specifically for something that your general public is going to be able to afford, but not your luxury, because the luxury is going to come at you not with the budget. They're going to be like, give me the best. What does it cost?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for your bread and butter, maybe then you need to spend a little bit into some sponsored stuff to make sure that's reaching the right demographic, and know that your luxury people are going to find you by your luxury posts, and that needs to be very specific in hashtags and how you're pushing that too. But they can live in the same place.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you using Tag-O-Matic?
No.
Okay. You want to download an app called Tag-O-Matic, because what Molly just said is genius about having different hashtags. It's basically, so it looks like this.
You can save hashtags, and one can be listed as luxury and one can be listed as bread and butter. And when you post a bread and butter, you go to that list and then you can add it.
And also it might not just even be 2. You also could have like your kind of your story posts that are like your engagement stories, etc. And those might be hashtagging the knot or, Martha Stewart weddings or whatever. So I would do the hashtags based upon kind of the theme of the post for the day. But let's just say, so it gives you the ability to search. So I'm going to put Rob Report, because this is obviously going to be for your higher end buyer.
Right.
My Wi-Fi's off. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a bunch of suggested hashtags of people that are using that hashtag. So you're like, okay, so Rob Report, luxury lifestyle, luxury magazine, DuPont registry, it gives you all these options.
All of those will automatically come up, and you can go through and select the ones that you feel fit your brand.
And then you save them. So for example, like I have like Mom Life, and when I go to Mom Life, it's all of the ones I've saved. So you're not having to type in hashtags every time.
Wow.
It'll save you so much time. So Tag-O-Matic, are you using Planoly?
No.
Okay, you want to use Planoly.
That's especially my posts.
It's a scheduling tool, so it can auto post. I choose not to, but it's a scheduling tool that like allows you to also lay out your feed so you can see what it's going to look like. But I always plan mine about a week in advance so that I know that if I'm having a busy day, all I have to go is go in and like it has everything set for me, and I just push it and then it goes. I don't have to sit there and try to think of what I'm going to say.
And the other thing you can do is, I would recommend that if you have a jeweler you have a good relationship with, you take in a photographer that can shoot details, and actually Molly on a weekday, and actually have someone professionally shoot. I mean, not just details of the fingers, but even like you get your makeup done, get a blowout, and like,
or
bring in an influencer.
Do a influencer collaboration, and that influencer then tags that brand. And then, so you don't have to, but that influencer can. So that's appeal to them. Or you find a way to collaborate. Like if I do a styled shoot, if you have an amazing ring that we can use on the styled shoot, you get all the images.
Right.
So like figuring out ways to find different ways to get multiple shots of these rings that you have that aren't just on your hand. They're in a stylized shot.
Yeah.
And you two, just Michelle, just in general, the two of you, you and Molly, one, you're close, but also because your industries are so complementary.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities for you guys. Like one, you're getting people at a great point where they're not booking their photographer, so you can give her referrals, but she also is going to have people that are going to be wanting to upgrade, or maybe they haven't picked out their ring yet. So
I talked about this in the thing. If you want to include a thing where it's like, hey, and for our luxury package, we'll photograph your proposal.
Oh,
and
yes.
I can work something out with you to where it's like for the local people, like I'm happy to photograph a proposal, and work a deal where it's like a discounted rate for you because you're getting me that thing, but then in hopes that then they're going to go ahead and book me for their wedding. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like an advertising thing from my side. But if you're interested, I'm happy to chat with you about that.
Yeah, let's definitely chat about that.
Well, you guys get together and co-work. Let me just really quickly give you an overview. So Planoly, so you can see my grid. It will show you the engagement. You can run analytics. Like there's just so much. You can click on stuff and like you can actually. Oops.
Why don't you go on your scheduled thing? Because right now you're in all.
I know. Well, so I haven't. I'm behind on mine. But then it's not. It's what I do. These are the ones that I've actually done. What I do is I literally dump, like Molly's done so many shoots for me. They're mostly Molly's. I've dumped every good image ever. I'm not going to put them in this order. But I'm like, oh, I need a light image for this week. That's a headshot. I just drag it down. So I've got every image like that she's pretty much done so that I can grab what I need.
Yeah.
But it's a phenomenal tool, Planoly.
Okay, great.
I'm trying to think, Molly, anything else? So Planoly, Tagomatic, those are the big ones. Unsplash.
Really, Tagomatic and Unsplash, I would.
Because you can use a lot of those images and for your Instagram. And you don't have to tag the photographer, but I recommend it because who knows if you're going to get people coming from them. Like find photographers that are on there that are shooting engagements or shooting weddings to tag. So ideally there people will look at your stuff too.
Right. And the thing that I'd be careful about Unsplash though, Unsplash I feel like is great for a web, but I try to limit the amount of stock photos that we use in our feed only because you can spot them a mile away. Yeah. So I try to be very careful about how often we're using them. So if you find great lifestyle ones on Unsplash or something like that, that's more what I would try to incorporate. Or even just like a lay flat of a beautiful diamond or something like that, that looks like something that you might have been able to do.
Okay, thank you, ladies.
What are you excited about, like coming out of Brain Camp? Where do you feel like it's going well? We want to celebrate like the victories too.
Okay, well, yeah, like I'm working on some pretty big things.
PR, you had your PR going. I was wondering how that's going as well.
PR is not going well.
Okay.
Mostly because I hired someone to compile a list of all the emails I need, but I haven't done anything with it because I feel like when I hired someone to pitch my stuff, like nothing happened, and my time is so limited that I just haven't had a chance. But I'm worried that it's not gonna do anything.
Maybe you and I can schedule after this a co-work session specifically for PR.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I've got some stuff I need to do from Brand Camp, and even if we're sitting on Zoom just working on it or like running stuff by each other, then we can be focused.
That would be amazing. So yeah, PR, no. In terms of business, it's been great. Like I've been doing a lot of Instagram promotions and I've gotten a lot of Instagram business, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 rings. I'm working on an $800,000 deal in Monaco. That happened through Instagram. It would be like it would be $100,000 commission, but I'm splitting it with the wholesaler who's going to have to fly the earrings to them. I don't know if it's a scam or if it's a real deal, and I'll know soon. It's one of those things where either I manifested something amazing or it's a total scam, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm just seeing the potential for limitless income and limitless. It's just kind of getting through the hurdles of this being limited in terms of the jewelry I have right now, and then figuring out how to get people to not waste my time, right? Like I'm changing my language when I have calls, like, you know, when people are like, well, how much is this? How much is this ring? How much is this ring? If I just give them a price, I'll never hear from them again. I have to get them on the phone. And I have to say, before I invest my time and my resources to help you, I need to schedule a call and discuss further and figure out I'm trying to find a way to say, like, if you can work with me without sounding.
If we're a good fit.
Okay.
For helping, you know, or you could say if we're a good fit, or if I'm a good fit to help you achieve, you know, your ring dreams or your ring goals, or.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
I do a similar thing for my clients. Like they don't get to just choose me. I have to choose them.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like I need that language like, so they don't waste my time, because I run that risk of like spending all this time giving them quotes and then they ghost me and I never hear from them again. And that's cost me my relationship with that wholesaler who spent time taking pictures and sending me all this stuff.
Right.
So yeah. Trying to think what else. Language, getting a good fit, commitment.
So when you just said you had a deal coming through from Monaco, it made me think that you need to have some almost kind of luxury travel type shoots.
Luxury travel?
Meaning like, okay, so like Rebecca and I are going to Palm Springs this weekend and we're staying at this beautiful, like tiny resort. Like even going to Palm Springs with like a slew of jewelry and like having friends come with you and having them be models at this whatever. So you're getting lifestyle stuff in a place like Palm Springs, or even like where you were this weekend, Rebecca, like in like some major luxury, like resorts in Utah, or like, I feel like if you take it like an Aspen or something like that, where it's like, these are where people are living,
and
that
where they propose.
Yeah. And where they propose, that have money. And it's like, I was just thinking, like, when you said that, I was like, okay, those are the type of photos that those people are going to react to.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I just like these wholesalers won't let me do that. You know what I mean? Like, and right. I don't have the $1 million insurance to carry those jewels and fly them.
How much would the insurance cost? Is it a lot?
Yeah, it's like, I think a $60,000 a year policy, which
pay $60,000 a year.
Yeah, for insurance. Yeah, because it's like these jewels are. It's like you could have $200,000 worth of jewelry easily in 3 rings.
Right.
And if I get to establish a relationship and I sell a lot of their pieces, they'll add me to their insurance, and then I could do it.
What happens is you take a few pieces from your inventory and do that first and show them, hey, this is what I'm looking to do, and this is the response I'm getting from these, and like essentially give them the analytics of it and be like, I think we could sell more if we do this.
Yeah.
And you can add me to your insurance for this trip or whatever, and have that be a thing. So maybe what you do is you take some of the really great pieces you have and you do your own shoot first.
I don't own inventory though. That's my whole thing. I literally, I don't own inventory, and that's my whole model. I'm kind of virtual, and I'm a broker. I mean, I've got a few pieces myself. Like I've got a bit, I might have enough to do a shoot. I don't know.
How much, you know, any idea how much my ring cost?
What?
My ring's the Tiffany's ring. You have any idea how much? I think you've seen it, right? It's like the 3 bands.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know how much.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that might be because at Tiffany, I don't know how much it costs, but it might be below what your value is. But I was gonna say, like, even this weekend, Molly can grab a quick shot of me.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, it would be something where it'd have to be something that I could sell, right? Something that will attract, like a.
Well, but it doesn't. I think that's where you're getting caught up. It doesn't have to be something that you can sell. It has to look like something you can get.
Yeah, I think that, in fact, I think if you're only focusing on what you can sell, the problem is that that it limits you so much from content. I think focusing on here's, you know, again, it's luxury. Like, here are some of the things that, like, here are some of the rings that I have worked with, but then it's like, this one is available. You mean, like calling out when you have a ring that's actually available for sale. Because you're going to have some people that just like follow you like they do on Pinterest. I'm like, that's a freaking pretty ring. I don't necessarily need that ring, but it's an inspiration piece.
Something like it. So
Right.
like somebody says, if somebody inquires about a post like on a lifestyle thing, I'll be like, okay, great. We can have that made for you.
Right.
That's what we do. That was a custom ring, but we can have that made for you.
Right.
And
right.
that isn't that kind of more so like what you're doing anyway? You're having things custom pulled and made for people?
Yes and no. Yeah, I do a lot of that. Yeah, we do a lot of custom.
So maybe on the ones that you have available that you're showing, be like available for this, and then just say custom piece, inquire for details. Like that doesn't need to be like, so when they inquire, you can say, hey, this was custom made and this is what it would cost to do one for you.
Okay.
So I think maybe let go of the idea that it has to only be items that are available for sale, physical items that you have for sale, and start incorporating more lifestyle stuff.
It actually makes, I feel like, more sense of urgency.
Hold on. I would say reach out to every single person who you have worked with and request their engagement photos, request their wedding photos. You're going to get a ton of shit you can use.
Oh, that's a good idea. And just say, do you mind if I use it on Instagram?
Hey, I would love to use your story as a testimonial. If you could give me a blurb about how you thought about working with me, like X, Y, and Z, because then you can use these things on your new site when you do it, and be like, and I'd love to just like share your story on my Instagram.
Right.
But I was gonna say, it actually establishes more urgency, because if you post, every ring you post is available, it makes you look like you have a big inventory. But if it's like, hey, like here's rings in the past, or here's like whatever, and then it's all of a sudden like this one's available, you feel like it's a rare thing.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think maybe we just figure out a way to incorporate what you have available, what you're capable of getting, lifestyle stuff, and your success stories.
Yeah, I need more lifestyle stuff, and I need more pictures of me in action. But I'm always by myself, so I don't have anyone to take pictures of me.
Hang out with Molly.
Well, I live nearby.
I know. I just know you're busy. Like, and I mean,
I'm never too busy for fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that would be
honestly the way I look at it, Michelle, is like, and I don't feel like you're using me, and I don't feel like I'd be using you, but like, there's potential for me to gain business if I'm shooting for you.
Okay, great.
I mean,
and definitely that's true, because everyone who's following me is looking to get engaged. So
and
great.
Especially if we create a package where it's like, great, like we have this, and if you want our Luxe package, we'll actually photograph your engagement for you. You know what I mean? Like, how we can do that, and then that automatically gets you content because you have the images.
Okay. If you do some of those ideas we talked about like doing a style shoot at a high-end hotel, or like, you know, like the Beverly Hills Hotel or wherever, you know.
Oh my God, okay, wait, we could totally make this happen. We'll
have Rebecca come down and model.
What?
We'll have Rebecca come down and
model. Yes. Honestly.
I'm so not feeling it right now.
We can get a hand. We can make that happen. That's not hard. It would just more about figuring out the logistics of like where you want to shoot it, and like we can shoot detail stuff of rings and get you so much content really quickly that it wouldn't be a problem. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, guys.
All right, Michelle, we've got to wrap up. Was this helpful?
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I'm sure I look awesome. How's it going?
Nobody has makeup on right now.
I know.
Well, Michelle, we'll talk more about this.
Okay,
Michelle, I'll reach out to you about doing a co-work session too.
Okay, thanks, ladies.
No